It's Luke and Naomi.
Welcome in episode 94, Luke and Naomi on air, featuring Naomi's Under a Rock reviews. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Luke Austin. That's Naomi Lynn. Hey, if you're new to the show and you don't know what the hell's going on around here, well, I've seen a whole bunch of movies. Naomi Lynn
Hasn't.
You're starting to have.
Yeah, we've gotten quite a few.
Now I'm cross-eyed. We have gotten to quite a few. We're on episode 94. So thanks for jumping in with us. Basically what we do, if you've seen it, relive your first watch through Naomi's eyes. If you've never seen it either, should you?
Yeah, I'll let you know.
She will let you know. And we've got a really good one coming up this episode, District 9. I've been trying to get Naomi to watch District 9 for
a long time.
10 years?
Yeah.
Anyway, that's how long we've been together. So for about 10 years, and we finally have gotten to it. I'm very excited to find out if we have one that was like, oh, wow, that was interesting, or what the hell did you make me watch? So
You'll see.
That will be coming up in just a little bit. We've been off for a week, had some fun.
We did. Had a lot of fun. I'm still recovering.
Are you?
I am.
Still recovering.
Yeah.
Okay. Went up to, well, it's up north for us. But
it is up north, which is funny because it's like the Outer Banks area. The bottom of the Outer Banks for us.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's a 13-hour drive south for the friends that we met there. So that's why we find it funny that it's up for us.
Yeah, it's an hour and a half north for us.
But that's what's going on the Facebook page. If you didn't see those pictures, if you're not following us on the Facebook page, Luke and Naomi on air on the Facebook page. Naomi put up a bunch of pictures.
That's right.
And if you are following us, you know.
Yeah.
And you've seen
And if
them.
you're not following us, what the heck are you doing?
Also.
Come on,
Yeah.
man. Get
Yeah.
with the times.
I mean, Facebook's kind of old school, but we're still there.
Yeah.
You can check it every now and then.
That's right.
It's fine. It's fine. All right. So we had a good time. Pictures are evident. And we even up there on a Sunday during football. And there's pictures of me with my phone secured to our
an easy up.
to our shade tent, our easy up, watching football on the beach.
Yeah, everybody is like lounging around, couple people reading books, all that. Luke's standing there with a beer in his hand, watching the games.
Yep. Everybody, as I like to say, enjoying the beach in their own way.
Well, yeah, you're not wrong.
So you can see a picture of that in total evidence on that Facebook page. Give us a follow while you're there. If you haven't yet, and that'll keep you up to date with everything we've got going on and what we've been doing and all of that stuff. We'll give you more and more teases for the Sips and Snacks.
That's right.
And then you'll know when we finally put it up there too. That'll be fun. We've got one of those coming. That's great.
Yeah, I'm really excited for you guys to see this one.
Yeah, that one's gonna be awesome. And then boy, super busy week, super busy weekend.
Yes.
But we got a viewing of District 9 in last night. So
We did.
That's coming up just a little bit. Some sad news. Did you ever get the Schwann Man's deliveries?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, actually I do. Like we had come to the house one time, or he'd be like at somebody else's house, and we're like, hey, let's just like see if we can get an order in real quick.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a great way to do it. My grandmother, this guy must have just loved my grandma because, our driver came around once every however long he came around, and grandma always had an order ready for him. That freezer was so stuffed. What was the Schwann's go-to item? What's the one item that pops in your head when you think of the Schwann Man?
So I go back and forth between like a frozen dinner type meal,
Okay.
but then I also go for ice cream.
Ice cream. What like the cones?
Yes.
Or did you get the little cups?
No, I believe we got the cones.
Because we would get both, but it's the Nutty Buddies. That's what I know, and that's what I refer to as a Nutty Buddy.
Yeah.
And I don't even think that was the correct thing to call it.
Probably not.
But that was my introduction, first experience with that type of the greatest treat ever. I can still taste that fake ice cream.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I can conjure up the memory of that taste in my mind. How about the chocolate on the wrapper? And that,
yes.
I can picture that taste right now. But alas, the Schwann's Man is no more.
Like it's over. Like we don't have time to, find a truck real quick.
You actually do.
Hey.
You do. We're recording this on October 14th, so you have until November 8th.
I better get on that.
Which is a bummer. We also got the pizzas, those personal pizzas.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about those.
Those were the best. There was either, I think, pepperoni or supreme. There's probably different flavors galore, but we got like pepperoni or supreme.
I wish I would have pulled up a menu so I could kind of remember the items.
We really,
you know?
we should have. The chicken cordon bleu comes to mind, and I saw a comment about that, and it was like, I still cannot find anything as good as that.
No,
anywhere
that I
out in the
remember.
wild.
I remember hearing about that. I don't know if we actually ever got that.
Yeah,
but I
I'm-
remember hearing about their cordon bleu.
I feel like maybe there was a couple, and my grandmother ate those exclusively. Like I wasn't allowed.
Oh, they
anywhere.
were just hers.
Yeah, maybe if we got, but I do remember them vividly though, and that's just the craziest thing about the Schwann Man. They started in 1952.
Wow. They've been around that long.
Yeah, and get this, they were actually invented by the man whose name is Schwann, Marvin Schwann. You know, it's not like he didn't use a different name or conglomerate or something like that.
Which I kind of like that.
Yeah, that's
You know, use your own name.
that's what
Why
happened
not?
almost 100 years ago. I just want to point that out, by the way, that we're closer to it being, like 100 years off than.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
No,
then
you don't need
nah.
to say that kind of stuff.
1952, Marvin Schwann started delivering frozen treats to his Minnesota neighbors using a 1940 Dodge panel van.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, crazy, right?
That's insane.
It is. It absolutely is. Of course, insurmountable challenges to the business, staff shortages, supply chain disruptions, all of that stuff. People, don't go door to door anymore. That's just kind of a thing, which is, it just is what it is. So
Yeah.
they actually changed their name a few years back to something called Yellow. It's YELLOH.
Like somebody bought them out or something?
Yeah, I mean, they were bought by some company at some point and then ended up changing their name or whatever. But yeah, they final runs for the Schwann Man, November 8th.
I have found.
Did you find a menu?
Well, yeah, but it's really crazy. Like, it's like each item, breakfast, pizza. There's just all the pizza. But then you've got like all the appetizers too. You've got like the fried okra and all of that. I'm trying to I just want to see something that makes me go, oh my gosh, that. But right now I don't.
Everybody just pool your money. We'll buy out the Schwann's truck and just send treats out to everybody one last time.
Why not? You know how cool that would be? Just get some music playing. It's like an ice cream truck going by,
That's
but
right.
it's the Schwann's
But
truck.
you got to be playing like a New Orleans jazz funerals music sound because you're sending
Yeah,
it
why
out with
not?
a bang,
Yeah. Plus, you're giving the stuff away, so who cares? That would be awesome.
That would be pretty cool. I like that.
I forgot
that'd
about
be-
that ice cream though, like the actual cones.
Oh yeah.
Until you were talking
With
about
the bottom, quarter inch was filled with chocolate.
chocolate. Yeah.
Oh, man.
And you just ate that. That was like the best part.
My dad, would end up getting inevitably a couple of those bottoms would break off, right? Mm-hmm. And everybody get all bummed and oh no, it's gonna leak and whatever. My dad would just look at him funny and then just start eating the ice cream through the bottom like a straw.
Yeah. I mean,
Just
it's not like it's gonna go bad on you.
Yeah, it's just taking care of business right there.
Yeah. That's all you got to do.
So R.I.P. to the Schwanns, man.
Yeah, that's really sad. What a sad news to start the show with.
But at the end of an era, 72 years.
Yeah.
72 years long. Crazy stuff. I'm now reminiscing in my head.
I'm still thinking about food.
I can picture going into my grandma's house where the fridge was and just what, and there'd be an occasion where I'd just go and ask for a Nutty Buddy and she'd be like, get me one too.
Yeah.
You got
Since
it.
you're in there.
That's right.
Yeah.
So from having the shopping brought to you to actual shopping, if you're new to the show in any way, shape, or form, really, you probably don't know my obsession with jetpacks or the flying
If
cars.
you're new, yeah, you don't know that. But
I love that, the flying DeLorean from Back to the Future and just anything like that. I'm 100% here for. But I might actually be here for this a little bit more, and I don't think it's a sign of old age.
okay.
It might be accessibility and just function. So check this out. There's a company, of course, in South Korea. I was going to say, of course, it's in Japan, but the electronics sector of the world.
Yeah.
They are working on something called Palatron. Now,
Okay.
my Star Wars people will know exactly what I'm talking about, but it is a floating hover pallet jack shopping cart.
Oh, it hovers. Okay.
Yeah.
So you don't have to push it. Well,
Costco
you
people.
probably
Yeah, you
have
still have to push it. So Costco people, like the big pallets that you can get instead of the shopping cart, like that.
but hovering.
But it hovers. How awesome would that be?
It's pretty cool, but seems like kind of a waste.
There's so many lazy functions this thing has for me that I could just up and down stairs would be awesome. You can just push things like that, and if it's hovering, it's gonna give you a little assistance and less
The
resistance.
stairs part is nice.
All right, now we'll get to some details on the Palatron, the hover shopping cart type thing. Now think of the 2 music festivals that you and I have been to.
Oh my gosh.
A little background on that. They were weekend-long music festivals on a ski hill in New York State. So we had to drag stuff. We had everything strapped to coolers and dragged it up the mountain on the coolers.
And at the time, we thought we were in decent shape.
No.
And that it wasn't a big deal
Was.
to drag tents and chairs and, food for the weekend
we packed
and
light,
clothes.
but it wasn't light enough,
No, because that incline was very, very steep. Oh my gosh. That was one of the most humbling moments of my life. Just dripping sweat, dirty already, and just like, I'm not even a quarter of the way up the mountain right now.
That's right. Now imagine having a hover, pallet jack situation going on with a little assistance. Again, less resistance.
Yeah.
Just
That would have been so awesome.
I was trying to make a Jetsons sound there, by the way.
Yeah, I can see it. Okay.
All right, I'll take it.
I'll give you the credit for that. That's fine. Yeah.
So, Palatron is supposed to be an improvement on the shopping cart. It's basically kind of where we're going, right?
Okay.
And Star Wars, Star Trek, Futurama fans, you got to be going crazy for this. It's just awesome. The cool thing about it is the fact that we're probably more apt to see it in real life before we are a flying car.
Right.
Cheaper to make, smaller, all of that stuff. The current version isn't smart, like that smart. It can hover at a certain height while safely balancing whatever cargo you put on top. Doesn't even have to have a basket, so it's stable enough that it's kind of like a table.
Can you imagine if it just like loses its stability a little bit? You got your groceries just bouncing off all over the place.
So you do have to right now move it around.
Sorry.
No, I just started picturing a pool table.
Oh, okay.
Like thing just floating around and everything just kind of bouncing back and forth. Not like that.
No.
It's stable.
Yeah.
Right? But you do have to push it around. There's a handle and like it's funny the way the article's written. It's like you gotta push it.
Yeah.
You still gotta do something.
Yeah. You can't just look at it. It doesn't know.
So obviously a lot less force to move it around than an actual cart.
Yeah.
Especially one that has a bad wheel. Ha ha ha. Until one of the little things breaks and it's dragging a corner on the ground. Mm-hmm. So if you leave it like in the middle of the parking lot, it's not going to roll away or anything like that. It'll remain stationary and hovering until it runs out of batteries. They're working on a docking system. So it can charge, like one could charge the battery of another in flight.
Okay.
Flight being the hilarious part of the whole thing there.
Well, hovering, it's in flight. Sure.
Early testing phase and all of that stuff. They're only holding like 7 pounds of cargo right now. So that's not even a gallon of milk. But they're working on it. So
What does it hold? Like a couple pillows?
well, it's in testing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, but it is in like
Got my
a
hopes
higher up testing stage.
I
The
guess.
developers say they believe it's going to be the most practical use for commercial and industrial rather than residential, right?
Right.
But we're going to get hover shopping carts. We're just gonna. It's coming.
Yeah, because someone's going to be like, hey, we do this on the big scale. Let's do it on a
It's
little
coming.
scale.
Someone like me is going to get everybody all fired up and ready for it. Then we're going to, torch and pitchfork our way down there.
That's fine.
Because if we get hover shopping carts, you know what the next step is?
Hoverboard?
Hoverboard.
Like a real one.
That's right.
Yeah.
By the time I'm old enough to break a hip, just looking at one.
Yeah.
That'll be perfect, won't it? All right. We just went on a couple of days away from the house. And even when we go away from the house a couple of days, we frantically clean the day before so that we don't have to come home to, smelly house with dishes in the sink and all of that stuff.
That's my biggest pet peeve. Like dishes must be done before I leave the house. I am the first one to be like, hey, we got to go. We have to be out the door by, 10 a.m., 8 a.m., whatever it may be. Unless I've got some dishes to finish up.
But, no matter how much we clean the house before, how much we clean the house after, there's always inevitably some pile of shit that is just bothersome. You have the clutter,
Yes.
the clutter table
And then you move stuff from the clutter table to the clutter chair, and you put 2 items away, but then you add 4 items to the clutter chair.
And then it all builds up in a closet somewhere, and then eventually you have to go through that closet and figure out what the hell you're going to do with
Everything.
each and everything. Now, for a while, the Marie Kondo lady had everybody talking about...
oh, does this bring you joy?
That's exactly correct.
If this spatula does not bring you joy, you should throw it away.
But there's a new one. There's a new one going around, and I just wanted to present it to you and see what you think about this.
Okay.
For getting rid of clutter. It's called the poop rule.
The what?
The poop rule. Right? It's a stupid viral TikTok thing. But
I don't think I'm going to like this.
a woman on TikTok heard about this from a therapist, and she did, an entertaining enough video that it picked up steam and made its way around. She has trouble organizing, and I think she has more trouble throwing stuff away.
Okay.
Because
that makes more sense with what we're about to talk about here.
the poop rule is simple. You pick something up. This is good. It's literally written out. Pick something up with your hands. I mean, try a foot. It might be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Pick something up, look at it, and visualize poop being on it. All right.
Okay.
Now, really try to visualize the caca all over it, right?
Okay.
That's Spanish for poop, by the way. Do you want to keep it? Is this worth washing off and keeping? Or, oh my God, no, I'm just throwing this away. That's the technique. That's the whole thing.
I don't like this.
It's a little weird, right? But it really helps, especially if you have trouble throwing stuff away and making that final decision.
I can see that.
The poop rule.
Yes. I can see that being helpful for some people. I don't like it because I think it just kind of depends on like where you are financially. Can I afford to throw this away,
All right.
or should I keep it in the
That's
closet?
why I'm like, it's older stuff, and that's why I say it's not so much I think for organizing as it is, trying to
like
help
if you
if you have a hard time letting go of stuff, borderline hoarders, not actual hoarders, because that's you're not going to solve that with the poop rule.
no.
But if you really have a hard time, and I could see using it, you know how I am with some of the things.
So you think this would help you?
I'm not sure.
I'm gonna try
I
this
think
out.
I
I'm
would
gonna
just
just
blow
open
by it.
our closet right
real.
now
For-
and
yeah,
just be
for real.
like, "Hey, how about this? How about this? Look at poop all over this.
Wash it.
Do you want it?"
Wash it.
I figure you're gonna say
See,
wash it to all of them.
I think it would. Yeah, I think I would just kind of blow by the whole thing for myself. But if there's anybody out there, maybe it'll work.
You just wanted to say poop rule like
So much.
20 times. in a
If there
segment.
really was poop on this, would I wash it or throw it away?
If it's a dish, it's going in the trash. I don't care.
Oh, 100%. You can't.
I don't care if it's a
just
family
no.
heirloom. Like,
There's no coming back from that.
no.
Absolutely not. Goodbye. But
A magazine? Well, I guess we can throw that
I
out
was
too.
thinking, like the guitar or something like that. It'd be hard to get poop off of it, and that's where my mind would go and be like, how would I get poop off of this? You know what? I'm glad there's not poop on it. I'm keeping it and moving away and moving on to the next thing.
Yeah.
And I'd make up some excuse for that too.
Yeah. I figure you would.
Hence the visualization. You really gotta focus.
Focus. Imagine
You
the
really
poop.
gotta mentally get the poop on there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's disgusting. I can't.
All right. That's TikTok for you. You know what I mean? Or you could just
The
go
crap that's on there.
with the shit that's on TikTok, literally.
Yep.
Or you could just go with the stupid Marie Kondo thing. It doesn't.
I
bring you
like
joy.
that one. Does this
That
bring
probably
you
helps a lot more.
joy?
Yeah. All right, that's it for that. It is now time for your recurrent dose of Did You Know? And shout out to Paul Moore because that is a fitting title for this episode.
It really is.
Recurrent dose of Did You Know? Some random facts for your episode 94. I think this one's pretty good, but I wonder if you've heard this one before. Did you know Kokomo by the Beach Boys is about a fictional place?
Yes, I did know that.
I figured. You being in music and things like that, I figured you would have heard that at some point.
They do mention a lot of stuff in like the Florida Keys during that song.
That's
though.
right. There is no island off the Florida Keys or in the Caribbean at all with the name Kokomo.
Yeah. But I think he says like Key Largo in there, right?
Yeah.
And then I
Montego.
thought he said, yeah, I thought he said a couple different ones. I don't know.
One-way ticket to Montego Bay. Did you know animals can crossbreed only if they're very closely related? They are random facts, folks. They're random. Only
I
if,
don't think some people need to know that one.
only if they're very closely related and they have the same number of chromosomes or just a very slight difference. For example,
No, come on. No science experiments.
a horse
people.
has 64 chromosomes and a donkey has 62 chromosomes, and they're both members of the same genus, being Equus. whatever. But because of that, they can have offspring, which are mules, which have 63 chromosomes and are generally sterile.
Huh.
So yeah, you're not going to get a monkey elephant.
I would hope not.
Might be awesome, though. Did you know no matter how scrambled a Rubik's Cube is, there's a way to solve it within 20 moves?
That's insane. I hate watching people do Rubik's Cubes because it's just, how are you that smart? How can you figure out that?
It is intimidating.
It is.
To say the least. We know personally a dude who can do it in like a minute, and it's just...
It's stupid.
That's
I
too
hate
crazy.
it. Yeah.
Sorry, Keith, if I'm selling you short. Maybe he can do it
Yeah, I'm
faster
pretty
than
sure
a
it's a
minute.
lot faster
But
than that.
it was fast anyway.
Yeah.
Did you know the best-selling fiction book in history is believed to be Don Quixote? Approximately 500 million copies sold.
I can see that, yeah.
The Man of La Mancha. Do you know anything about Don Quixote?
No, I don't.
I just know that John Lithgow played him on a TV movie from NBC way back in the day. That's my knowledge.
I don't know anything about it.
And the tilting at windmills thing. That part I know too. And finally, did you know Denver was originally awarded the 1976 Winter Olympics? But in 1972, the people of Colorado overwhelmingly voted not to spend tax dollars to have the games there.
Okay.
The 1976 Winter Olympics ended up in Austria instead.
Yeah.
And that is your, I guess, unimpressive
Yeah,
recurrent dose
yeah.
of Did You Know? I ended with the least impressive of all of them, right? Should have reorganized that one. I liked that one. There's a couple good ones in there.
They were okay.
They were okay. Thank you. Appreciate your confidence in that. Wonderful.
Sorry. Listen, I'm just here to be honest with you. You know,
So
somebody's got to keep you from flying too far off the ground.
we talked about the social media accounts. We got a bunch of really interesting answers, and most people don't even know what accounts they're following. They're just mindlessly scrolling. I think
That's usually what I end up doing.
what we really learned from that one. So we're going to make it easier on you this week. We've got a picture on the Facebook page. Page.
Are you having a stroke?
I might be.
Should I call 911?
I'm looking at these things and trying not to say paste as I'm saying page.
Well, you got the S and the T and a C in there. What the hell?
That was great. All right.
Take two. All right.
Facebook page, Luke and Naomi
That
on
would have
air.
been so funny if you would have messed it up right then and there, too.
Facebook page. One has to go.
One what?
One sauce has to go.
All right.
Naomi, ranch,
You
hot
know
sauce,
that's not going. That's definitely not going. either.
ketchup, or barbecue. Ranch, hot sauce, ketchup, or barbecue. One of those sauce has to go. We're pretty much convinced we think we know what the answer is going to be, what the outcome is going to be.
Oh, yeah. I'm like 99% sure
But I'm wondering.
that I know what sauce is leaving that 4-sauce pack.
That 4-sauce pack got
Yeah.
to be brought down to 3. You got to eliminate 1. Let us know right now.
And if you vote ranch, like,
You
I'm going
don't-
to have some beef with
You're
you.
new to the show.
Yeah.
But that's okay. Some people don't like ranch.
How can you not like ranch?
Healthy people, I guess. It's the only thing I can come up with, honestly. Barbecue sauce.
I mean, you're making a great case, but no. Even healthy people have to like ranch. What are you going to dip those veggies in? Sadness?
Barbecue sauce, ranch, ketchup, or hot sauce. 1 has to go. We'll tell you our votes next week.
Yeah, you got to wait until then.
I don't think Naomi's going to eliminate ranch, though.
No,
But
that's
you-
not happening.
you can let us
if
know.
you told me I had to pick one off that list, that would be a little bit harder. I'd be sitting there going, hot sauce or ranch?
I mean, we can
Hot
make it that
sauce
way
or
if you
ranch?
want. We can just keep one.
No,
That might be fun.
I definitely don't want
You
to
have
do
to
that.
keep
That's
one.
too tough.
Because I'd vote barbecue sauce. That'd be the one I'd keep out of all of them.
Like, you'd get rid of hot sauce?
That would be the close second.
You'd get rid of ranch
I would
first?
have to. Way over barbecue sauce. It would go barbecue sauce, hot sauce, ranch, ketchup. If I had to rank them.
The
So now
things
you know.
learn about
now
your
I've given away
husband.
which one I'm eliminating. But,
Yeah, it's
oh
kind
no!
of obvious.
Spoiler.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how I would go. So, but I'd be all right because you'd keep ranch and
And we'll share.
Yeah, there-
Yeah, that's fine.
loophole.
That's right.
All right, let us know your answer. Basically,
Ralph's
wherever
yelling
you're
right
listening.
now. Wait a minute. You guys yell at me for every single loophole I pull.
That's right. Sorry, Ralph. Let us know wherever you're listening or on the Facebook page. Again, Luke and Naomi on air. I said Facebook page a couple of times now.
And
I
you
feel like
did
I've got
good.
the wheels back on.
Yeah.
You know?
Good
So
job.
we'll read our favorite answers to that and the tallies. Because you can't just leave your answer. You got to tell us why.
Yeah.
You know, so we'll read our favorite ones next episode on episode 95, which is scary because we're getting so close to episode 100
Yes, we are.
and all the crazy things we have planned.
That's right. It's going to be a
Not-
party.
I'm not saying that through my teeth at all.
No.
You know, at all. Anyway, I think that about buttons everything up, and it's time to get to the good stuff.
Ah.
Are you ready?
Yes.
We're back up. We've reflipped the script to the correct page.
That's right.
It's Naomi's review, and let's get to it. It is
Beautiful.
time for Naomi's review of District 9, Neil Blomkamp. I don't even know what year this came out. I remember when it came out, it was like so different, and everybody's, you gotta see this, you gotta see this. I loved it. I will sometimes, it'll pop in my head, and I'll think about it. And it's just
Really?
like, District 9, man, that was a trip. And it's been a while since I've watched it again, so it was great to watch it again, but really, really excited for this. So take it away.
I was kind of curious what year this movie was, because I feel like this is probably one of the newest movies we've done on our list of.
I believe it could possibly be the newest.
Okay. Yeah.
That's
Because
a
most of our
solid
stuff ends up
possibility.
landing in like the 80s and the 90s. So I was like, man, this has got to be like a 2010 movie or something. I might be wrong on that, but that's kind of how it felt.
I want to see for sure.
All right. All right. So we start with this alien ship that's sitting over Johannesburg. And after months of it just sitting there above the city, the government decides it wants to send in special forces, see what's going on. Because, you know, we're curious people. We'd all want to know, right?
Yeah, of course.
They find a whole bunch of like malnourished aliens, and they seem like refugees or something like that. So they build these temporary housing for them, which then eventually gets fenced in. Eventually becomes these slums, basically. Of course, people in the town get fed up with it. Violence erupts, and it's just a bad situation that apparently has been going on for 20 years. I like how they tried to sneak that part in. Like, I feel like they're talking about it, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, yeah, this has been going on for the last 20 years. The past 2 decades. I'm like, wait a minute.
I don't feel like they tried to sneak that in. I feel like that was like a good, like, a purposeful like punch. You're supposed
Really?
to. You're supposed to get hit over the head with that and be like,
I
oh
felt like-
shit, it's been a minute.
I felt like it just shows up like scrolling on the bottom of the screen at their fake like newscast thing, you know, for the past 2 decades, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, wait a minute. This has been going on for that long?
Well, now we're gonna have to watch it again. But it's just neat to see how when the ship shows up,
Yeah.
it's like it sets there. There's no hiding it. There's no, you know, you can't blow it out of the sky without anybody knowing. There's no not acknowledging it from
Right,
the
it's
government
just
or anybody,
there.
really.
Yeah.
So, pretty neat.
Yeah. So we got all this drama going on, you know, so they decide that they're going to remove the aliens out of the city and place them in another area. Like, you know, real friendly. what
I
they're
like
doing.
how they were slipping in snippets of what they were doing badly. Like the one guy who seems like the documentarian of
Yeah.
the whole movie, and he's like, you know, derailing trains. These aren't good things.
Right.
What the hell?
You know? But yeah, so they're going to remove the aliens, place them in this another area. So they promote this guy to be like their field manager or leader.
Oh yeah, so they're moving them out of 9 and into 10
Yes.
as the movie begins.
Yes. And this was, you know, the guy I'm talking about is the main character, Vicus,
Yeah.
which I cannot get over.
South Africa, you know.
It's just not a name I know.
Charlton Copley is amazing in this. And have you seen the A-Team movie,
No.
recent one? Okay, he's in that as he's awesome. He's so good.
So, anyways, he's like the main guy. He's the main guy in this entire movie, all that. But he's being promoted to this field manager. At first, as he's talking, like, I thought that he assumed that this was going to be a peaceful transition. But he also seems like kind of a dick himself.
Right.
Which I didn't think that at first until you see some of these interactions. And I'm like, wow, this guy's kind of a jerk.
A little bit, right? Like he's just a normal person, basically. You know, I mean, maybe more of a dick than a regular normal person.
Yeah.
But you know, he's
He's just doing what he's supposed to do.
Regular guy, but kind of high up with the title type,
Yeah. But yeah, so they get the military, army, whoever, going in with them with MNU, I believe was the name of the company that they worked for.
Multinational.
United.
That's what it is.
Or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you've got all these guys. They're in like tactical gear and all of that. So you know it's going to turn violent. And it does.
Oh, yeah. It's like a, hired militia type situation.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. And they're basically serving all these aliens, like over 1 million of them, with eviction notices stating that, you guys are going to have to leave. Of course, this causes a lot of drama. There's people dying. There's aliens dying. Tensions are high. Apparently, the aliens like cat food, which is like, what the hell? But okay. Like, they just kind of throw that one in there.
The weirdest thing in a really weird movie.
Yes. Is the cat food.
The amount of times they say cat, it has to set a record for the amount of times cat food is spoken in a movie.
Yeah.
Because it's just really weird.
Yeah, and it's like cans of cat food. Like, I get, have people, have beings, have whoever be obsessed with an item, but really cat food? Like, somebody who was writing this was like, I have to put this in there.
It's crazy. And it's neat, but also gross. So
it was so gross because we'll get to it later, but we get up close with a character eating it, and it's just absolutely disgusting. Ugh. All right. Anyways, aliens apparently are obsessed with cat food. Okay. So they're delivering all these eviction letters. They're also uncovering weapons, which, we could have expected at this point. But they're also uncovering like computers. They're calling aliens criminals for it, almost like they just want to find something wrong in every situation. Oh, you're going to get a fine for that. Do you have a permit to have this and whatever. It just, you can tell that there's a lot of hostility.
Yeah.
Yeah. Vicus? Yeah. His name is Vicus. I don't know why that doesn't sound like a name to me.
How does it make you feel that it's spelled with a W?
I don't like that either. All right. So we got Vicus, the main field leader. Like I said, seems to be a little bit of a jerk. So at one point, he's giving one of the aliens the eviction paper, and the alien is like, "Hey, this says you have to give me a 24-hour notice. Like, I have 24 hours." And then the alien is saying, this isn't fair. So he realizes this alien is too smart. So he's basically like telling his coworkers and all of that stuff, okay, this guy's a little smart. We're going to have to try a different tactic on him. Yeah. And basically threatens to take the kid away. And it's like, what the hell? And then he also finds this tube with weird black liquid in it and accidentally sprays himself in the face with it, which was kind of goofy, but now it seems to be making him sick. He throws up. His nose is like bleeding black, and then his nails start coming off. It's so freaking sick.
Yeah, that was unsettling.
Very unsettling. Thinking about it is just grossing me out right now. There are a couple moments in this movie where I'm like, oh, that's a little much for me, for the gross out factor.
Yeah, it's a little bit more gross than I remember it, which I think makes it, like they did it okay. Because I don't remember it being disgusting at all. And then we watch it.
You remember more of the story.
Damn.
Yeah, you remember more of the story, not the gruesome scenes, because they didn't do too many gruesome scenes where that's all that sticks out.
But it was a little heavy there sometimes.
Yeah. So Vicus gets home, and they're having this surprise party for him for his promotion. But he's not doing too good. He doesn't look good. He's really sick. He ends up like puking that black liquid on the cake that they're serving. Like, dude, step in the other room.
That was
man.
Great.
You know you're sick. You know you're not doing well. You're falling all over the cake to begin with, and then you puke on it.
Dramatic effect.
It worked.
You gotta puke on the cake.
Well, he's being taken to the hospital.
It was a sham promotion anyway.
True.
They needed somebody to be in that role, and nobody wanted to do it because they all knew it was nonsense. It would lead to all of that. Yeah.
It would lead to all this drama. All right, so he's taken to the hospital. At the hospital, he's telling the doctor about a couple things that he's been dealing with, like the nose bleeding, the throwing up the black, all of that kind of stuff, the nails coming off. And the doctor is cutting off this bandage that he's got on his arm because he got like a burn earlier in the day. But when they cut off the bandage, it's like the alien claw or arm or whatever under there.
Yeah, that tentacle flops out and it's just like, what the hell?
Yeah, that was like definitely a shocker. Was not expecting
Almost
that.
a jump scare, right?
Yeah, but I just... What the hell?
Yeah. Didn't
What the
see that
hell?
coming in this movie at all,
Well,
did you?
no, absolutely not. Of course, this happens. We get a whole bunch of military personnel that are running into his room, and they're bagging him up. Like, literally bagging him up, placing him in a black bag, and he's freaking out like, what the hell are you doing? His wife is freaking out, too. She's in the waiting room, and they won't let
she
him,
can hear
like...
him yelling and stuff.
Yeah, and they won't let her see him and all of this. He's just being taken away to a different hospital. Apparently, it's not a hospital, though. It's like an experimental lab or something. So we learned earlier in the movie that people can't use the alien weapons. Like, humans can't fire them because they work, like,
Biometrically.
Yes, thank you. Or with, the alien DNA. So now Vicus has that stuff that was sprayed on him. And that burned whatever between the two. Now he's got alien DNA.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently. That's just how that works. So now he can shoot the weapons. Okay. Which they force him to do so.
Oh, that's a rough scene, isn't it?
Yeah, because we get this, like, flame-throwing machine that he shoots at a pig. And then they keep, like, zapping him to, like, force him to pull the trigger and all of that. And then they actually bring out an alien that's, like, chained up. And they force him to kill this alien, and it is such a disturbing scene.
It's terrible. They do
Like-
it's an excellent job in of making you feel that way.
But I also give props to that actor because he just, oh my gosh, you can just tell that it's really disturbing to him. Like, you can tell he's traumatized from this, which, can't blame him being forced to kill another living being like that. It's just so intense. And I was like, I could be done with this movie right now. This is a little
Rough.
I feel disgusting about myself as a person.
Right.
Like, this is awful. But wait, there's more. It gets worse.
Here we go.
So the doctors are stating that he is in the perfect balance of human and alien DNA, that his tissue, blood, everything could be worth billions and billions of dollars, and, all the important research behind it, and blah, 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 blah. They're literally talking about killing him and harvesting his organs right in front of him.
Oh, yeah.
And he's, like, grabbing at his boss's arm, who happens to be his wife's father.
Oh, that too.
And he's obviously okay with him. Guess he didn't really like him marrying his daughter because what the heck? He's just like, meh. He, like, shoos the hand away, That is the most terrifying thing ever.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody talking about harvesting your organs while you're laying there and you can't do anything and you're, like, begging for help and they're just like, shut up. You don't understand. This is for science. This is we have to.
We've heard enough out of you, subject.
Yeah. We have no other option. You cannot just live a normal life. We need to harvest your organs.
Oh, man.
But we continue.
And we continue.
Yeah. So anyway, Vicus is on the operating table as they're saying all this stuff. And they're saying we got to get his heart out quickly, which is very freaky and unsettling. He's freaking out. He's squirming. But because of this alien DNA and his arm is now, strong and all that, he's able to break through the restraints, pushes everyone away. He uses a doctor as a hostage until he can escape out of the building. While he's doing that, the boss is consoling his wife, saying, he went septic or some bullshit like that.
Yeah.
She asked to see him, and her dad's like, no, I'm sorry, you can't. No, that's not fishy at all.
Oh, right. Yeah.
But as this is going down, her dad gets a call, probably about Vicus escaping, while he's breaking the news to his daughter, which we find out that is what it was. Like, the whole thing, it's so shady and fishy. Like, Come on, wife.
It's kind of
You
like
should know.
It's like an old, storyline that's been used and stuff, but they do it so well in this. It's just, it's so perfect. It's so frustrating to watch happen.
It honestly made me mad at the wife. Like, you don't know your husband that well. Like, I am done with her by like scene 2 with her in this movie.
Thankfully, she's only in like 3 scenes.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. Well, it didn't take me long because she's not a good wife. She doesn't know her
definitely
husband at
not.
all.
Terrible.
She's terrible. Okay. Vicus runs to District 9,
By the
the
way,
only
this
place.
is the first watching I've ever considered the wife at all.
Yeah.
Because I feel like she's just a set piece,
Well, if she was a little proactive, she could have probably saved her husband. She could have done some more to try to help instead of just sitting back going, oh, he died. Even though I heard him screaming and being like taken away and nobody would let me go see him. Like, you didn't go, hey, that's real fishy. Maybe I should leave the country because something weird is going on.
Absolutely oblivious.
Yeah.
This moment. Yeah.
All right. So anyways, Vicus runs to District 9, the only place he could really go after multiple news reports go out that he's a fugitive and he's had relations with aliens. That's what caused this DNA incident.
That's
and
a
that
good one
he's
too, right?
contagious. So basically the whole world is scared of him at this point. It's really sad. It only took a couple seconds to have everybody and everything just turned against you. Like, this movie is a mind trip for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Like, if you just have any sort of empathy at all and you put yourself in this guy's position at any point, you're just like... But then part of you is like, well, he was so scummy in the beginning, too. Like, I get, like, he was just acting like everyone else,
It makes it easier to watch him go through it, having them start you off going, screw him. And then this happens, it's like, well, maybe not screw him because
Yes, because it gets really, really bad. But at the same time, like, he was so scummy. I don't know. All right.
And
Anyways.
he kind of is all the way through.
Oh, yeah. It takes him a long time to get his stuff together.
Yeah. So.
Don't worry. I yell at him later. We'll get there in about 10 minutes here. All right. So he's in District 9. He tries to take an axe to his alien hand. Brave enough to chop off one of the little finger tentacle things, and then freaks out because it hurts, because he can feel pain there. Also, not really going to solve any of your problems. Even if you cut off the arm, they're going to still want you for science. Like,
oh, yeah.
You're still a dead man. Like, why are you putting yourself through this? I don't think he thinks things through. Honestly, this entire movie, he does not think of the consequences of any of his actions.
Well, I mean, you're talking about empathy, right? Would you, after, any of this has happened, would you be thinking straight at all?
No, I wouldn't, because none of this makes any sense
I
here.
mean, also, he's a dumbass because he believed that he was getting a promotion that was any kind of real. Like, he didn't see the fact that
he was a pawn.
he was a pawn.
Yeah.
So, he's a jackass.
Yeah.
He's a pawn who became a prawn.
That's right.
That's
right.
right.
I never say prawn at all during, like, I never wrote it down in this interview. This review. Because I felt bad. The movie
It's
made me feel bad
derogatory.
about it. Yeah, it was a derogatory term.
That's
so I
right.
don't want to say it. All right. So back to the review. So we've got, he's going to be a dead man no matter what, because they're going to want his body for science. Also, we have his boss, his wife's dad, telling his wife lies about him, and now she believes that he was obsessed with these aliens, and she doesn't want anything to do with them. So, yeah, he really has nothing going for him, like nothing to live for at this point.
Insane.
But yeah, she like calls him up, or he calls her, whatever it is, and she's just like, I don't want to be with you anymore.
Yeah.
Like, you really did not know your husband at all, did you, lady?
No, probably not.
That you're going to
Probably
believe these crazy lies that your dad says.
She's just like, okay, daddy.
Yeah, like,
Whatever you say, sir.
you're not going to doubt this at all?
But it's such an old, that
Don't
old
care. She's a
chestnut.
terrible, terrible wife. All right. So he's trying to lay low, ends up in one of the shacks that he had raided earlier. The one where he threatened to take the kid. The alien's name they call Christopher.
Christopher Johnson.
Yeah,
It's a perfect name for an alien.
that's right. Yeah. seems normal enough.
That's
Sure.
so funny. It's so like, Ellis Island. Perfect.
Yeah, that's all I was thinking.
What's your name? Well, it's Christopher now.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's where he had threatened that he was going to take their kid. He asked them to hide him and basically passes out, so they end up stashing him in the basement. That's where they're actually building a small ship that's going to be taking them back to the mothership so they can get away. So
Not
they can
building.
go home.
That's the one that fell off in the beginning. Remember they show something
Oh,
fall
yes.
off?
Yeah, they're not building it, but they're
They had
like
it hidden.
repairing it or whatever.
Yeah.
So he wakes up, he's all, where am I? All this stuff is illegal, blah, blah, blah. You're going to get a fine for that.
That was
Oh,
great.
okay. That's what you're really
He's
worried
got an
about.
alien arm flopping around over here, and he's like, wow, you're going to get a fine.
Again, still hasn't learned.
Charlton Copley. Just, nobody could have played that better.
Well, they realize that he had the fuel that they need, to take this piece that had fallen off the ship.
That's what it was that did all this to him. was-
Yeah, that black gunk that got sprayed in his
Yeah.
face earlier.
It was their fuel.
Yeah. He confiscated it earlier, but then it got confiscated from him at the hospital. So it looks like the alien and the human need to work together, team up so they can save each other's lives. That way the alien can get back to their ship. He can go back to being a human. Although, honestly, I don't think you can just go back after all of this stuff happens.
I don't know. He
Just saying.
transformed in, why not? Just reverse the effects.
Yeah, but your life's not going to be the same.
We're going to get to that.
It just, you can't go back.
We're going to get to that.
So apparently, they were tracing the call to see where he was when Vicus was talking with his wife. Because that was a great conversation.
Yeah.
Kind of thought something like that was going on. Why would she call all of a sudden and be like, okay, maybe my dad just lied and made everything up. I miss you. Let's get back together. Very fishy. So yeah, they were tracing that call. Vicus goes to Christopher, his alien friend.
Christopher Johnson.
And is like, hey, let's try to get you home and save me, even though he called it a suicide mission earlier. So they decide to go back to the lab, find the fuel,
I mean,
that
what you
black
got to
ink
lose at this
stuff.
point, right?
Yeah.
You know,
And proceed to escape.
escape.
But not with a crazy shootout with alien weapons and guns and all of that, of course. The alien weapons are really gross, too, by the way. They make people
everybody
explode.
just explodes.
It's really intense and it's gross. 'Cause
It's
they
one of the
show,
best like hospital escape scenes, or
No. No.
not hot. What am I trying to come up with? Like compound, or like something like that. Escape scenes, because just
they're just chunks flying, and
like, the sound effects. It's like this
That's
like
the worst.
meat splatter kind
That's
of
disgusting.
like wet carpet slapping against concrete and stuff at the same time, and then they like purposely like make it look like a chunk hit the camera and stuff. So,
Or you see it splatter on them
mean,
after
probably-
they shoot.
probably a little bit unnecessary, but it really
Ya
worked
think?
for effect, though, didn't it?
There were some pretty gross scenes in this movie, and that
Totally.
was definitely one of them. All right. So they escape, though.
Excellent.
Because, again,
escape scene.
alien weapons, far superior to what we've got. They've got, like, these
course.
flamethrower, lightning bolt things, and just craziness.
Good stuff.
They get back to the shack where Christopher stays at, and now he's saying it's going to take him 3 years to get Vicus back to normal because he's got to save his people first. Because while they were in the lab, he saw that they're like experimenting
That's right.
on.
A bunch of them dissected and torn
Yeah.
apart out in there and things like that. And did we skip the warlord scene where he goes to the warlord looking for weapons?
Yeah, like I end up going back to recover that.
But yeah, Christopher Johnson finds out that they're experimenting on his people. They've got them all dissected and all that, and so now he's just like, oh no, I can't.
Like first, I'm going to get back to the mothership. I'm going to go get help.
Yeah.
I'm going to save my people, and then we'll work on changing you back into a human from your now slightly alien form.
Right.
And, of course, that's not a good answer for Vicus. So he hit Christopher
Oh, that's right.
and runs to the basement where that little ship is, that little piece that came off. And he's going to, figure this out, apparently. He asks the kid for help. The kid puts the fuel where it needs to go. While Christopher, all this is going on, he's being attacked by one of the agents, military guys, whoever. Doesn't really matter at this time, but he's getting his butt kicked because he won't say where Vicus is, as the guy is just doesn't care.
Yeah.
He's like
pummeling.
Yeah. He does not like this part.
Vicus is
pisses
with
me
the
off.
drop ship.
Yeah.
You know, and Christopher needs the drop ship, and the kid's in there. You know, Christopher's kid's in there, so he doesn't want to like let Kubus, the bad guy. You know,
he's not thinking about the kid at all. He's thinking about getting away himself.
it's his kid.
Well, no. Christopher cares about the kid.
Oh, right.
I'm saying Vicus doesn't care.
Vicus don't care at all. No,
He's on his own mission that he, is going to figure out how to operate this ship to get it to the mothership. And it's like, what are you going to do when you frickin' arrive?
Yeah, right.
Like, again, not thinking at all.
But also in full panic mode.
I get it. But, man, if you just, do some breathing exercises or something, get yourself calm and take a moment. Because he made every situation so much worse.
Take a little cocktail sauce bath, something like that,
Do something, dude. Eat some cat food. Because at one point in the movie, after his arm started changing, he goes and gets some cat food. And he eats it, and it's disgusting.
It was that is the grossest. Never mind any of the splatter and bodies exploding. Him eating cat food is the grossest scene in the whole damn movie.
Yeah, it's disgusting, and the sound effects with that were disgusting.
Oh, and there's like a chunk that he can't eat. It just not.
Yeah. All right, so anyways, Christopher is getting his butt kicked because he won't say where Vicus is because his son is down there as well. The whole bottom of the shack starts shaking and falling apart as the little spaceship, the little piece that's missing, emerges. But then MNU or whatever, the people in charge of keeping the aliens in their secure location, have always been 2 steps ahead. Like, there's missiles on location. So they see this ship trying to take off, and they shoot it down. Again, don't know what Vicus thought he was going to do, with that ship all by himself. But it doesn't matter at this point because he doesn't make it. And it's a heartbreaking scene, but it's realistic.
Oh, yeah.
Because they would have shot it down. If they would have showed those missiles missing that ship, it would have just been like, okay, bullcrap.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. I can't get into this movie. It's not realistic. But that, you know what? Yeah, because that's exactly what happened. Because he just didn't think. I don't know. All right. MNU van comes in, picks up Vicus. Christopher's already been put in the van. But the vehicle gets stopped by the Nigerian gang members.
There you go.
Who have also taken up part of District 9. Have not mentioned them at all. They make multiple appearances in this movie. They mentioned them earlier in the movie, and at one point, Vicus goes to them asking for weapons, which was a dumb thing anyways.
Oh, yeah.
This poor white boy that doesn't know what the hell he's doing, scrawny little thing, is going to go into gang territory and be like, hey, I need some weapons. Oh, okay, sure. Oh, you have money to pay for them? That's fine. Which he does. He's got like a handful of cash, and he goes, I've got money, all this, and they just take his money. Because why wouldn't you?
Because that's what happens.
Yeah. And then they try to kill him, but he's able to escape because, alien DNA.
That's
so he's
the first time he uses the alien weapons.
Yes. So he's able to grab one of the alien weapons. He controls it to get away, kills a whole bunch of people while he does it too. All right. So anyways, Nigerian gang members, they ram the MNU van because they want Vicus. They want to find out how they get their own alien hand.
Oh, yeah. They want to do their own experiments.
Yes.
Just much more.
They wanted to eat his arm.
Yeah, much more rudimentary
Yeah.
than the MNU, yeah.
Christopher's kid is still in that little spaceship that crashed and is messing with the mechanics, which is like turning on all this alien technology in the town, which is pretty cool, including this crazy armored suit in the Nigerian gang hut.
Mech suit.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Before they're able to cut off Vicus's arm, the suit ends up shooting basically everyone in the hut, which that was pretty cool.
I'm pretty sure the kid remotely controlled it.
Is that how that went down?
Yeah,
Because
that's-
other things started like turning on and firing up. I just assumed it all
I think
kind of came on.
He was able to do that. I think
Okay.
they were kind of insinuating that.
Vicus ends up putting on the suit. He's able to escape, plus have all this power. So, that's cool.
Oh, yeah.
The M and U, it's getting harder every time I see these letters that I'm scared I'm going to put them in the wrong order.
That's okay. The bad guys.
Yeah, the bad guy agents. They're trying to get Christopher to talk, but he won't. So they're like, okay, just shoot him. And that's when Vicus finally steps in. It takes him to, 10 minutes before the end of the movie.
Oh, yeah.
To finally be a freaking man.
At one point, he just starts walking away.
Well, when he gets the opportunity right then and there. Yes, he does.
Yeah.
He's already taking off. But when he hears it in the suit or whatever, that they're just going to shoot him.
Yeah.
He finally turns around to go save his life because why wouldn't you? You have this suit on.
I know.
You're going to be okay.
Vicus.
You had so many
He just
opportunities. Where he could have done something. It wasn't going to kill him. I get running in fear because you might die. Absolutely. That makes sense. We're all cowards when it comes to that stuff. Let's be honest here. But you have this metal suit on that those bullets aren't going to do anything to. Why wouldn't you save this person's life who has now saved yours multiple times and hasn't killed you for the times that you put them in harm's way? Anyways, he finally steps in. Took him long enough. Shoots the other guys before they can kill the guy that's already saved him multiple times, Christopher. I go on a little bit of a rant of, sorry, this took Vicus way too long to start treating the alien like another living being instead of just using the poor guy. Blah, blah, blah. I've already ranted and raved enough. Anyway.
Just in case you missed that.
He's going to take Christopher to his son so they can get on their ship, rescue their people, and go home. Now, at this point, he's getting shot up pretty bad, even in his metal, alien suit. He's killed a bunch of the people, helped Christopher get to the ship, but he's not going to make it. His suit is failing, and he stumbles out of it. Now, the head MNU guy...
Kubus.
Yeah. Is supposed to take him to the lab so they can cut him all up and all that. And he's like, no, you're not wasting my time anymore. I'm just going to kill you at this point, which makes sense because that's what you do.
Sure.
But before he can, a bunch of other aliens show up and he tries to get them to stay back. But, they way outnumber him at this point. And, 1 or 2 bullets isn't going to kill them. He's not going to be able to take all these guys on at once. So they attack him, rip off his arm, and kill him.
Did you catch the part where they just rip his whole head off?
Yeah, I missed the head part. Yeah, I saw the arm come off.
Oh, that might have been his head.
Oh, okay. Well, I just saw guts and streamers.
If you're paying close enough attention, it's like arm, head. And then it's over. Yeah.
But that's,
That's perfect.
Good.
It's
Get
so
rid of 'em.
fast. It's crazy.
All right. Then we see the mothership leaving, and we're left wondering if Christopher is going to come back. Will he rescue his people? Declare war, or what's going to happen? Vicus has just disappeared. No one knows what happened to him. But the movie ends hinting that he had completely turned into an alien and was making metal flowers and leaving them by his wife's door. Which, why would you do that? Because she's a piece of something. The last 2 scenes of her talking about a metal flower that was left by her door and how it couldn't possibly be him, but she won't get rid of it. And the last scene is of an alien with tattered clothing that matches Vicus's last outfit, folding a metal flower. The end.
The end.
And the first thing I asked Luke when the movie was over, did they make a District 10?
And that's so funny because, fans of the movie have been wanting a District 10 since 2009 when this movie was released. So it's just hilarious that Naomi asked that. First words out of her mouth.
Because I was curious.
Because
they were moving everybody
know.
to District 10. And honestly, if there was a sequel to this movie, I don't know if I would want to watch it or not.
All right. Well, that brings us to our review questions. That was all your notes.
That's all my notes.
The
end.
The end. All right. Well, did you like it?
I think so. So this I go back and forth with.
This is great.
There were parts of this movie I really liked. They made me feel something, all of that. There were also parts of this movie I could not stand. The cat food was just absolutely ridiculous. Whoever
that's a
wrote
tough-
that in
yeah.
there to like make it funny or whatever. And just some of the scenes, I'm like, Vicus cannot be this stupid of a person. Like they're just
a random person. Not everybody's got the goods, right?
but to be, just. I don't know. I need to sit on this movie because there was a lot of like gross things that were just a little bit above what I can really handle.
Yeah.
I'm
It's
a
up
queasy
there.
person.
It's up there.
Yeah.
Remember what I said at the top, though? Like, I would just randomly think about this movie, and it's like, damn it, I got to watch that again.
Yeah. The message behind the movie and all that's real powerful stuff.
Yeah.
That makes you
Oh, that's legit.
that makes you feel something there. But overall, did I like it? I didn't hate it. Let's go with that. I didn't hate
That'll
it.
do. That'll do, because we got to get to the next question. What did you know about District 9 going in?
What you told me about 4 hours before we watched the movie, that it had to do with aliens that come to our planet.
Yeah, what did I say? Did I even say aliens get stranded?
No, you said aliens that came to our planet and basically how things would kind of go down. Just plays out in front of you.
Yeah, more of a realistic take on kind of what would probably happen, honestly. So,
Yeah.
well, yeah, I didn't want to give you too much and even set you up like to know absolutely nothing about it. I would rather you go in knowing absolutely nothing about it instead of a couple of things that I told you just in case I set you up for one type of movie and you don't get that. So
Yeah.
no,
Which works out better,
basically, absolutely nothing is the answer because
Aliens.
aliens. There you go. Thoughts going into District 9.
A little curious. I'm not big into a lot of the alien movies. Again, it's I just don't want to know, It's like Ghost. Just don't want to know. So I was just kind of curious. I had a feeling that like if it was like alien war, they're all killing us, kind of exterminating us like Independence Day and all of that, that it would probably not be a favorite movie of mine, but I was trying to still keep an open mind. It also did turn out differently than that. It wasn't exterminating the human race. It's kind of the opposite there.
A little bit different, right?
Yeah.
So what surprised you?
Oh, probably that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I assumed, again, if you're talking aliens, usually the movie is they're here to kill us all. Not they kind of crash landed
freaking
here.
That, right? Like
Yeah.
that is not what you expected at all.
No.
At all. So yeah. Would there be one specific thing that surprised you maybe that, whatever, or just kind of like that whole situation?
Just the whole situation.
Just the way the whole movie laid out, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Was not expecting that.
Oh, this one's going to be tough. Would you have liked it more or less if you saw it when you were younger? And, I mean, I spent 10 years trying to get you to watch it, so
So about that age?
I guess.
Oh gosh. I think I would have probably liked it a little bit more
Really?
because I would probably be able to handle the gruesome scenes a little bit better. Like my queasiness level is just it's changed over
It's
the
just
years.
a little rough, right?
Yeah. So I probably could have handled that more. I probably would have been less distracted by things like the cat food and all of, and
No, you would have not been less distracted by
No,
the cat
that's
food.
still a-
I
okay,
promise.
all right, well.
That's it's in there for a reason. That's
which I feel like that's the part that I'm gonna just keep remembering years from now.
see,
all of a sudden,
I don't
thinking
know.
about
I
cat
forgot
food.
about it because,
Busy thinking about the other stuff. I don't know. I feel like that's what's really gonna stick out to me. Someone's gonna mention District 9, and I'm gonna go, "Why am I thinking of cat food?
That's
Does
right.
that movie got something to do with cat food?"
It was a backdoor ad for Whiskers.
That's right.
Whiskas. Yeah.
Yeah, they paid big money to mention cat food a whole bunch of times in that movie. I think I would like it better, though. I think I'd have a little bit and I hate to say this because this is going to sound really terrible, but it's just honest. 10 years ago, I would have a little bit less empathy and things like that. So I would probably not feel so scummy while watching the movie. And would have just been like taking it more as just like, hey, this is a movie, not, oh, man, sometimes we do mean things.
Yep.
You know.
All right. What was your favorite part?
Favorite part, probably the ending where Vickus finally gets his crap together to help Christopher. You know, instead of running in the opposite
where he
direction.
Finally does something
good,
noble.
Yeah.
Ish, I guess, if you can call that noble anyway.
That was his redemption scene.
This one ought to be fun. I'm just going to kind of let you go on this one. What was your least favorite part?
Anything that had to do with the stupid wife. The cat food, it really did. It took me out of the movie. I like an honest
What if it was dog food?
It would have still taken me out of the movie.
What if it was dry cat food?
Honestly, that'd probably be better to stomach because the sound effects were disgusting.
Oh, you don't think the crunching of dry cat?
No, I would just be like, it's cereal. It's cereal. It's cereal. It's fine. It's just weird cereal. It's cool. Stale cereal. It's fine. But also, like, the scenes where, you know, you meet Vickus and you don't think he's that bad. He's just kind of a moron. And then he starts being a jerk. Like, oh, this one's smart and threatens to take away the kid and is so busy with these fines and things like that. And it's like, what the hell is the matter with you?
He's
like,
a company man.
Yeah, but beings.
Yeah, well.
Human or otherwise. Like, come on, man.
He's a company man.
So I really don't like those scenes, or like, again, when Christopher's getting beaten up and he's busy trying to just steal this ship, basically.
My least favorite part has to be him chopping his own tentacle off.
Ooh, yeah, that's gross.
Or when he clubs Christopher Johnson in the face with the 2x4 and knocks him out. And it's just like, what are you doing?
What the hell is the matter with you?
Like, come on, man.
Think.
All right.
Wait, no.
Yeah, one
also,
more. One more least favorite part.
When he's laying on the operating table and they're talking about harvesting his organs in front of him. Because that, like, whew, can you imagine being in that rough situation?
That whole scene where he's, in their possession or whatever you want to call it. And
is horrific.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. So, all right. Next question. Would you recommend it to someone else who hasn't seen it?
Usually I say yes. This time I think it's going to have to depend on the person.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Would you recommend it to your dad?
Yeah, if he hasn't seen it, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he can watch it.
I think that's a good barometer.
Yeah.
Would you recommend it to your parent? How about your mom?
Yeah, she can watch it.
Okay, cool.
That'll be fine.
So it's a yes on the recommended then. Watch it again. You wait.
Yeah.
This is it just.
It's going to grow on me.
All of a sudden, you're like thinking about District 9.
And I'm going to want to watch it.
Hey, you know what we haven't watched in a while?
I don't know. I really don't. I can see that happening, that it may grow on me. And, 6 months, 7 months down the road, I could be like, hey, I kind of want to watch that again. But I feel like I'd be okay if I didn't watch that again.
It's
so
funny
we'll see.
Because I feel like I felt that way. It's like, man, I don't know if I ever want to watch that again. And then, like, a few months later, I'm like, you know what I need to see? Yeah. So.
All right. So somebody listening needs to message us like 3 or 4 months from now. Whoever does it is going to win like 100 bonus points.
There you go.
1,500 bonus points. I'll make it a high stake here.
That's right. Okay. So
3 to 4 months to remind us, hey, what do you think of District 9? Just plant that seed.
So watch it again is probably.
Yeah, there's a possibility.
I'm kind of planting that one. Stop and watch if it's on TV.
As of right now, no.
Not today?
No.
All right. Are you happy you watched it?
I am.
All right. Excellent review of District 9. Really wasn't sure where you were going to land on this as far as, like the story and all of that stuff and how you dug the way that all went down. And because it's like, hey, this alien invasion movie, you got to check it out. It's not really an alien invasion movie.
Right. It's just an alien
It's,
movie.
you know, yeah.
But also, I went back and forth between liking this movie a lot and hating this movie. Like, I couldn't figure out where I stood. And that's why, like, I was like, all right, I'll sleep on it, see how I feel in the morning and all of that. And the little bits today that I thought of the movie, I was like, I still don't know if I like this movie or hate this movie. That's why I couldn't give you a solid answer. I think it's going to be
hate
that
the subject matter, like the movie, right? I mean, kind of.
I think so. Maybe. I don't know.
Well, you know,
I don't know.
We'll find out.
Yeah.
We'll find out. That's what, time will tell. That's why we say that, right?
All right. It's time for Thought of the Day.
It absolutely is. I wish I could do it in an alien accent. How about that? Instead of Tony Montana.
That was a nice try,
Thought
though.
of the day, thought of the day. It's your thought of the day, thought of the day.
Get those jazz hands going and everything.
Right.
This is a great one. It's not sad, I promise. All right, so getting cash in a birthday card probably feels like a gift card with extra steps for kids who buy everything digitally these days.
Oh, my God.
You got me cash?
That's crazy. What the hell am I supposed to do with this? Nobody
I gotta,
takes cash anymore.
Take this to the bank or
I buy
something.
everything online.
Yeah.
How am I supposed to use this for Fortnite?
That's right.
Wonderful. That's the best one in quite a while. I should have sung better. That deserved a better song.
That's all right. You got the jazz hands going. That's important.
All right.
Luke, you gonna leave us with a laugh?
I'm going to do my best. The inventor of Velcro just died. R.I.P.
That's stupid.
Probably better as a visual joke, though.
Probably.
Most likely. The church wants 10% of your income, but atheism is a non-profit organization.
That's stupid, too.
It is. Chuck Norris once farted. He did it in the Sahara Forest.
Oh, I get it. That's disgusting.
Chuck Norris. If Chuck Norris is late, time better slow the F down.
That's right.
Just a bonus Chuck Norris joke.
Yeah.
Finally, when I get naked in the bathroom, the shower usually gets turned on.
Oh, come on. That one's so stupid. You can't laugh that hard at that one.
I
That's
like that one. It's wonderful. It's perfect. Return to form.
No.
Return to form for the dad jokes.
No.
Absolutely, absolutely love it. That's going to wrap up episode 94. Thank you, everybody, for listening. And those of you who've been with us right since the beginning,
Thank you.
you're wonderful.
Yeah.
Those of you who are new, guess what? You're just as wonderful. We appreciate
You are.
all of the listens and all of the time you spend with us and our nonsense. Don't
That's
forget
right.
to let us know which sauce you're going to eliminate. You can do that if you're listening on YouTube, right in the comments there. You can do that on our Facebook page, Luke and Naomi on Air. Either way, wherever you are, make sure you give us a like and a follow and all of that stuff. Really appreciate that.
And think about the consequences of getting rid of ranch. Just saying.
The consequences would be dire.
They would be.
That would be
Yeah.
not a good thing for Naomi Lynn.
No.
All right, that's going to do it for 94. Until next time, till next week, till next episode, have some fun and be excellent to each other.
Love you. Bye.